Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Extra Point. I'm here once again with Callie and Zach, and we got a lot to talk about this week, guys. I know high school football's winding down some. Did you guys get the chance to watch any high school games this week?
I did not. I was basketballing.
Yeah, basketball.
Gear.
Yeah, I think you said you had some stuff you wanted to mention too in a little bit. So let's run over the high school stuff. Shout out South Pittsburgh. They won.
Yep.
They were now in the semifinals. Tyner beat Marion County, unfortunately, so Marion County is now done in our area. South Pittsburgh travels to Greenback, which is 11-1, and that is near Maryville, Tennessee. If they win this game, they will play for the state championship next weekend. So good luck to the South Pittsburgh team down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did want to mention other mid-state teams. I think since we are from the mid-state area, I'd always like to see a team from the mid-state win the state championship.
Absolutely.
Cornersville in 1A is still alive. In all actuality, there might be the possibility that Cornersville and South Pittsburgh could match up. And I don't even think South Pittsburgh's actually in the mid-state considered area, but they're close to us.
They're close to us.
It's close enough.
2A action, Columbia Academy still alive, so team out of Columbia. 3A, the mighty Pearl Cone, they can be pretty mean teams.
Yes, they can.
4A, Marshall County still alive, and Springfield, and they're in different brackets. So if both those win this weekend, it could be an all mid-state final. Beach is in 5A. That's near my old stomping grounds. It's actually the team we hated because we were Hendersonville. So.
They had football when you were in school?
Yes, but we threw rocks around.
Threw rocks, okay.
And in 6A, Oakland, unfortunately, has to travel to Maryville. I don't really know why that is the case. And Whitehaven visits Cane Ridge. Cane Ridge is actually just right out of Antioch.
Yep.
So those two could actually, if they win, could match up for an all mid-state final. So we'll have a lot to talk about. We'll talk finals, matchups next week. Maybe we can make some picks. So you guys might have to do a little research.
Okay. So let us know ahead of time.
All right. Let's start talking. Well, before we talk picks, because I know Zach had a couple shout outs you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm going to give a shout out to first the Montlow Bucks basketball team, men's basketball team. They improved 6-1 on the season. They're ranked number 9 in the country right now. So come out, go watch some junior college basketball. It was one of the premier programs in the nation. On top of that, both the THS boys and girls basketball teams started the season 2-0. Most recently, notching wins on Saturday during the Jeff Taylor Memorial Classic. Right? Got some good basketball going on around here.
With the boys.
Lady Wildcats win 48-43 over Giles County on Saturday, and the boys win 73-69 over Loretto. And then, again, with more good basketball, we've got the West Mid boys basketball team improving to 6-0 with a win over White County last Thursday. So, good stuff. Joe, get off the phone.
Well,
you're
people texted me. I don't know why I always turn it down before I start. Anyway, let's talk picks then, Zach.
Let's do it.
Last week, Callie 4-3, Zach 5-2, me 5-2. Overall, Kelly, you are 46-33. Zach, you and I are tied at 49-30.
One of us is going to break the tie.
We really just have a couple more weeks left. We got this week and then championship week, and then we'll do a bowl. We'll do something special for the bowls.
Yeah.
And I got a lot. I picked a lot this week for us to pick. Some good games this weekend. Let's talk college. I actually thought I didn't get to see a lot of the game, the UT game, but I thought they looked better. They looked. They looked like they had more pride.
A little. I watched the whole thing was on. I watched it to its bitter end.
Well, it was. I was able to get to the third quarter. It was 20-10. It was still respectable.
Yeah, I mean, 30-10 is not terrible compared to what Missouri did to us. I think in the first quarter there were some bright spots, or the first half there was definitely first quarter of first half there were some brighter spots. The rain seemed to kind of drench us out. It really didn't hurt LSU at all. It seemed to do. Only thing it seemed to do was really kind of pump them up.
There was some speculation that maybe there should have been a rain delay. I mean, where I was at when it came down. I mean, we were driving down the interstate. We were going 30 miles an hour. I mean,
it was terrible. It was terrible. So, I don't know. You couldn't see the ball at times. I know, especially when they came out of halftime.
Well, and the lights were just coming on.
Yeah, you couldn't see anything. So, I'm sure That's what.
Well, and you're in a home game, so you think you would get the benefit
Yeah,
of what's
yeah.
coming on.
That did
You
not
think
happen.
so?
That did not
Let's
happen.
take 10 minutes to let this
Yeah.
rain.
But Guarantano looked frustrated most of the time. You know, that offensive line is not doing him any favors being as injured as they are. So, yeah, there were some bright spots, but just not enough, obviously, to get a win. Even with Brady Hope coming in there and trying to get those guys going.
Well, and this, you mentioned Brady Hope. Now, I did a little research yesterday before you guys got here, talking about college coaches and whatnot. Brady is basically not being considered a potential replacement for
Thank
the UT
God.
job.
Yes.
Oh, I mean, you know,
No,
he should at least get an
He
interview.
needs
No, Joe.
I don't disagree, but he should get an
He
interview.
should have never been, but
But anyway, let's talk college coaching changes and/or speculation. The word is that Arkansas is going to get rid of I can't remember. what his name is.
William or however it
Yeah.
is.
So he's going to probably be looking for a new job. We know what's happened in Florida. You know, I've also heard some people are doing some talk of Gus Malzahn might move to Arkansas if Molina is out.
I've heard that rumor.
Jumbo Fisher may actually consider coming to Auburn.
He has a $40 million buyout. I mean,
Yeah.
if Florida fires him,
Florida State.
if Florida State fires him, that's a $40 million
They're
buyout.
not going to fire him.
Yeah, but they would have to fire him if he
If
he leaves. He pays them what, $5 million. He has 7 days to pay them $5 million. Yeah, I don't
That's
foresee
jump
that
change.
happening.
Somebody's coaching.
Yeah, but
So,
and plus he has to pay him for every active coach he has.
all right.
Why
I
would
do
that
have
happen?
good reporting. I know for a fact that I think it's John Curry, is that the AD director?
Yes.
Curry, has met and spoken to John Gruden.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I wouldn't tell you that. He has met and spoken. So at least he followed through with getting a
yeah,
meeting.
that's true.
I will
That's true.
believe it once I see it.
Exactly.
But I didn't say he was going to be coach, but
No.
at least he followed through. He had a conversation with him, and he's offered him, you know, a package. So,
Yeah.
you know,
That's like the kid going and wetting the
I mean, I think it's
toothbrush
tough to
and saying,
even
"Hey,
say.
I brushed my teeth."
yeah,
You
but I
know,
think
it's
it's,
like,
I think it's stuff that, I mean, John Gruden hadn't coached college football in what, 8 or football at all in what, 8 years, 7 years?
yeah,
Since the early 2000s.
Yeah, so I mean, that's a long time. That's 10 years.
the two that I'm hearing out of everybody,
Mullen.
Mullen and Gruden. That's
Well,
the two
But,
names that
but you
are.
think Gruden's a pipe dream, so.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I do too.
Gruden's a pipe dream.
So I've heard,
I'm a
okay,
realist.
let's talk Florida for a minute. Now, I know Florida's talked to Chip Kelly. They met with Chip Kelly the other day. They've also talked to Scott Frost. But we all know that Scott Frost is going to go to Nebraska.
Allegedly, that's what
Yeah.
was reported.
I think Kelly will be their next coach. If it doesn't happen, I'll be shocked.
Well, I mean, I would probably take Frost over Kelly if
Oh,
I was-
absolutely.
if I was Florida.
I'll
But
take you over Chip Kelly.
there you
You
go.
go coach him.
There you go.
I don't want Chip Kelly in his bad kitchen in Tennessee.
Well, and I don't disagree with there, but there's I like it. But I also read that Chip Kelly is more interested in maybe the UCLA job. UCLA fired Jim
Jim
Moore.
Moore, yeah.
He likes the West Coast. He likes, you know, and like you mentioned before, he's got that West Coast style offense.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, but you just saw what he did with Philadelphia, and I was just like, I can't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but look at his offense.
but look at Philadelphia.
Yeah, and then you can't. Yeah, you
Look
can't.
at Philadelphia right now. I mean, did his thumbprint on Philadelphia
No.
change?
No.
No.
I mean, Philadelphia struggled last year.
Yeah.
And they're blanking on their head coach's first year struggle. That was the roommate. So this is now what you're seeing from Philadelphia right now is this coach's
This new coach, yeah.
philosophy, and it's working well.
Yeah.
Very well.
Very well. 9-1 on the season.
All right.
Probably
So
the best.
who is going to be the Tennessee coach? That's
No idea. I've got absolutely no idea. I just don't see Dan Mullen leaving Starkville. I just can't see it. I mean, he's in a good
I want to
position
know
right
that a
now.
lot of
a big
coaches.
rebuild. Well,
It's not that big of a rebuild.
Curry went out on a limb and he didn't hire a firm like they did before, like the guy before did, and then the whole Charlie Strong fiasco that we sat there and talked about. Is this going to bite him in the butt? They have one of these PR firms that's out there basically got you 3 guys that definitely want the job.
What were they talking about? The agent that they've been in contact with, a big premier agent, the guy who represents a lot of these coaches, and Mullen is one of those guys. I forgot who else he represents. I'd say Mullen's more likely than Gruden.
All right, it's going to be Charlie Strong.
That's fine. Let's
I
do
thought he
it.
was a good candidate the last time.
Well, but he's been under some scrutiny there in South Florida with some of the things that happened down there. So I don't see him actually being there. But I don't know. I think they're going to put something out there really nice for John Gruden, and his golden blonde locks are going to be on the sideline.
It's smirky little self.
Either that or it'll be Lane Kiffin.
I shake.
All right, let's talk.
On this show.
Let's talk Alabama now. What a game this is going to be.
Yeah, this has the makings to be a potential great one. Of course, all I can think about now is the Iron Bowl from a couple years ago where Auburn wins on the punt return, or the kickoff return for a touchdown.
It was a
punt. It was a field goal return.
Yeah.
Something involving special teams. But yeah, that was.
I think if there's ever a weekend for an upset for Alabama, this will be the weekend. I think it. But I in my pick, I'm going to pick Alabama.
It's definitely going to help that Auburn's at home. But when we get to the picks, I don't know. I may flip flop. I'm leading Alabama, but I think it's a tough. I mean,
it is a tough game.
It's playing well.
Yeah, and it's always it's a huge rival game.
Yeah, and
they're family not talking to one another right now until Sunday because of this game.
Well, it's in Alabama. There's a lot of families not talking to each other because they just don't know each other.
No, they do know each other, and that's
Well,
why
it's
they're not
cousins.
talking. That's why they're not talking to each other.
All right, if you're tuning in from Alabama, yes, you can hate us. We'll get to the picks now. Let me see your pen there, Mr. Zach. You've already got your circle anyway, haven't you?
I got most of them.
This one's going to be a tough one, all right? So does it matter that UT's at home against Vandy? Because both of them right now suck.
Yeah, I mean, so, always a big game. Even the year we went to the national championship, it was they always come at us and play us hard. But golly bum, guys, if this is one they were going to win, you would hope this would be the one. Mom and Nick would like a win at the end of the season.
I hear you. Well, I'm actually going to go with UT just because I think they're both pretty bad right now. But I think Vandy's actually a little worse than UT.
I'm going UT in this one. I think they're going to win at home to close out the season.
Give them something to live for.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Tennessee as well.
All right. Now then, this one's been probably one of the biggest games of the whole week. But
still kind of going to be.
Yeah, who's going to have the worst losing record?
Which quarterback is going to get sacked the most?
Exactly. Florida State at Florida. Once again, it's the home. It's the home field advantage. Make a difference. I don't know, Zach. Where are you going?
I'm saying no, it doesn't have both. Florida State in this one.
I'm agreeing with Zach. I think Florida State can score some points. They did last week anyway. But Florida actually showed they could score some too. And I know you're going Florida State.
Yeah, I was going to say you're crazy if you think I'm going to pick Florida.
All right, we'll come back to a couple of the higher ranked ones. How about Texas A&M and LSU?
LSU, they got that momentum coming off of last week. I just feel like they've been trying to prove something ever since Troy, and they want to finish out this season looking.
This was one of the games last week that I got back on you.
Texas A&M. You did.
Summerlin, he's got on the hot seat there.
Oh, he is. He ain't kinda. He's straight up on it.
And this would probably solidify that he's still got a job come Monday morning.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye, Kevin. I'm going LSU.
Yeah, and they're at home too. They're in Death Valley, so
that's precisely the reason I'm going with LSU.
That's why he's disappointed because I'm making the same pick he did.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Well, that's a common sense.
All right, let's go Clemson and South Carolina. Who do we start with? We'll start with Zach this time.
Well, Clemson in this one.
Yeah.
He talked about teams trying to prove themselves after losses. Yeah. I think Clemson.
I think this will be. It's a rivalry game. I think it's going to be a little closer. I'm taking Clemson probably by about 10 points. What do you think?
Clemson. They've got to keep that number 3 standing. They fought. There's so many. There's so
we
much
might
that
talk
could
about
change.
that. I think next week would be a good time for us to talk about that once some of these games filter out, because Wisconsin's kind of like on the outside saying, "Hey, we're undefeated."
Yep.
Ole Miss at Mississippi State. Once again, it's a ride. I know I put it on there. Ole Miss didn't rank Mississippi State is, but it is a rivalry.
Oh yeah, they're gonna.
I actually think with a little bit of turmoil with the Dan Mullen thing, that things are getting a little convoluted there at Mississippi State. I think if he comes out and he says he's not going to Tennessee, Mississippi State, it definitely wins that game.
Yeah.
All of a sudden he comes out and says, hey, maybe he is going to Tennessee. I'm going Mississippi State right now. I reserve the right to change that within a couple of days.
Oh, no, you don't.
I'll give you guys the ability to change it too.
No.
I don't think. Well, number one, I don't think Tennessee announces the coach until after the season's over with, so I don't think we have to worry about anything in that regards. And I think if Mullen wins this game, then he's there, and that's that. So
if he loses, he goes.
He might. He might say, well, you know what?
Pressure might be turned up.
Yeah, we lose to an unranked team.
It's still a rivalry.
It is, but they were mad at Alabama. Alabama fans are mad at Alabama when they didn't beat Mississippi State by 1,000 points. They were mad at Nick Saban. So fans are fickle.
Yeah, I'm going Mississippi State though in this one.
I think Ole Miss has found a little bit of their stride though coming into the season. They're playing a little
Yeah.
better.
Sort of, yeah. Except
They can
lost last
score.
week.
Well, I mean, they can score.
Yeah.
But I agree. All right, let's go back up the ladder. Notre Dame at Stanford. Now, this is one of my potential upsets because I like the home underdog.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both ranked, but Stanford has just gotten back into the polls.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's at number 9. So
Yeah, Notre Dame hasn't really impressed me.
let's start with Zach this time. What do you think?
I think it's the home team's one to win. I'm going Stanford in this one.
Ooh, Zach going out on a limb. He doesn't use that a whole lot.
No.
Callie, where are you going?
I'm going with Stanford as well. I'm not that impressed with Notre Dame.
I am. I'm going Notre Dame.
All right, good.
That'll be the tiebreaker between you guys.
Yeah, and I'll be the winner.
Mhm.
All right, Washington State at Washington. This is basically flip a coin because
Yeah,
you
exactly.
got number 15 versus number 14. Washington's at home, so if I'm a guessing man, I'm going to go with the home team.
I'm not going with the home team. I like Mike Leach over there in Washington State, so I'm going Washington State pulling the upset. Or not really an upset, but the win.
I'm going to go with Washington at home, and the only reason because they are at home.
And back to what I was saying, I agree with you. Washington State's good.
Mm.
They can put some points up on the board, and I don't think Washington can hang with them. I'm actually going Washington State. Sorry about your luck. That was one of mine. I mean, I think it's a point flip, and I don't think home field matters there. All right, last game. Finally, the one nobody will probably be watching this
absolutely
Saturday.
not.
I don't think anybody.
I think it's in prime time.
I think it's on PBS.
How do you know okay, you didn't put another game, you put upset pick, but you didn't put it on our picks.
Well, I didn't put it over because it's 1 versus 6. It's not really an upset. So Alabama at Auburn. Number 1 Alabama at number 6 Auburn.
No, I'm talking about Ohio State, Michigan.
Oh, I think it's over there. So number 1 Alabama at number 6 Auburn. Callie.
Oh, Alabama. I think it'll be a great game. I think it'll be a close game. But I just think Alabama, again, these teams that are in the top 4 have got to hold their spot. They can't afford to gamble with anything else. So
Are we looking at me to do the
Yeah.
pick now? I am going Auburn in this one. I think Alabama showed a little bit of weakness whenever it played down at Mississippi State. I think Auburn's going to take advantage of that, and I think being at home really helps them. So,
And I don't disagree with what you said. However, there was something else that Zach said. I think they're going to replay that game from 2 years ago.
oh yeah.
of course they are.
And
Saban's the
Alabama's
best at getting his.
Alabama's
kids
going to win
motivated.
this game. But I also agree with Kelly. I think it's going to be extremely close. And I could be wrong,
Mhm.
And let's talk to that real quick. If Auburn was to upset Alabama, does Alabama still stay in that top 4?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
we lost the number 16 in the country, so.
Does Auburn move into that top 4?
No,
I don't know. That's going to be
Wisconsin.
interesting to see what happens there.
Yeah.
So that's the more prevalent question because Alabama has already locked its seat into the SEC.
Yeah.
Could that number 4, you know how like everything's been kind of kosher the last few years when they had the BCS and there was like the controversy, why does this team get in, why this team not? This could be that year that one of these teams like Auburn was to beat Alabama, then squeak in, knock a Wisconsin out that's completely undefeated. You know?
Yeah.
Controversy.
I'm interested to see how the playoff committee
Can we not
handles
just
this
have a playoff?
or an expanded playoff.
Yeah, it needs to be an expanded playoff.
Yeah, maybe you have 4 teams that like are the play in and 2 your top 2.
Yeah, I
that
think
get the
that's what
bye.
it's gonna. I think this was
What
experimental,
I've been
and I think
saying.
they see now that they're gonna have to expand.
Well, if you could get 4 big conferences of 16 teams each, you know, you could just take those top 4 in each conference and then.
They do it in every other
Yeah.
sport, but
Yeah, I know.
what's football?
All right.
With it when I-
Who's your lucky dog this week? I mean, and if I didn't put one down there, if you know one that you like, you know, it was a little tough this week.
Yeah.
There was a lot of games. I think one of your better. I like the home one, so I like Miami actually getting upset by Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
I don't think it's my big one. South Florida, who's like ranked number 16, is playing the University of Central Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be a potential big upset. Ole Miss at Mississippi State. But the one that I like the best is Kentucky to beat Louisville.
So that can happen. There's
You
just,
picked the same one that I had. It's Kentucky beating Louisville. Louisville's been so inconsistent this year.
I'm gonna just go out on a limb here because I am excited about this game for obvious reasons. But Michigan to beat Ohio State in a close one, in a gut-wrenching close one.
Michigan will have to play the best defense.
Yeah, and their
offense
best offense too.
Their offense is very weak, so I find that one as a stretching. All right, we got our picks. You guys ready to duke it out?
Let's do it.
All right. Well, we're mad at Zach now because the Titans were blown out by Pittsburgh. And
I'm not
Zach-
mad.
Zach loves Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So anyway, in that blowout, Mariota manages to throw 4 interceptions, the worst game of his career so far. And none of us were at the game because it was in Pittsburgh. But what did you see?
I saw, you can look at the final score and say a whole bunch about Tennessee getting blown out, that they just absolutely got embarrassed. I saw a lot of good things from Tennessee, actually. As they're starting out the first quarter, Mario throws an interception first pass of the game. That's horrible. But then they end up closing in the gap a little bit, end up getting a huge play to start the second half, cuts it to a 16-14 game. And then Pittsburgh goes and score 23-14. But then Tennessee attempts to answer right back. Would have answered right back had Delonte Walker not dropped a wide open touchdown in the end zone. And I think that was the turning point of the game. Once he dropped that, they were forced to settle for the field goal, their final points of the game. And I think they never recovered from that, and Pittsburgh just took advantage from that. And, of course, you say that Mariota threw 4 interceptions. He did, but how many of those were him just trying to force things for this team at that point?
I agree with that.
In the game, so.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that. However, I would say in the last few games I've watched, he's thrown to get through 4 interceptions. This game, the game before, I think he threw 2.
Yeah.
Maybe even the game before that, he threw 2. So
Yeah, but he's been
not
beaten up and knocked around. And
Well,
he is
what's up
still,
with his offensive line?
well, yeah,
That
I mean,
was their
that's,
strength last year. Now their secondary's their strength. What the heck? So
That's actually what you want. That's a good thing for the secondary.
yeah, but I mean their secondary was so porous the last 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We got to do some figuring out. However, there is good news I think for the Titans because the Titans next up, their next 6 games they play at Indy. They have to travel to Houston. They have to travel to Arizona. Or actually, Houston, they play at Indy. Houston travels to Tennessee. They travel to Arizona. And they're at San Francisco. However, those teams are 3-7, 4-6, 4-6, and 1-9. So that's 4 potential wins. If they win these
they
4,
straighten up. Yeah.
they should be in the playoffs.
Should be.
The surprise team, unfortunately, is the Jaguars.
Exactly.
So, but we play the Jaguars the last game of the year.
They do.
We still have the Rams at Titans and the Jaguars at the Titans. If the Titans were to get into that game and beat the Jaguars, it really wouldn't matter if they were tied. They would,
Because they have the exactly.
Yeah.
they'd beat them twice.
Yep. That's what they got to do is just play like they did in Jacksonville earlier this season. And of course, you have to go 5-1 during the stretch. You
Yeah.
have to beat the Jaguars. That's a must-win. The only one that you may lose is the Rams one.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
Yeah,
that's
everything
possible
else
loss.
they should be able
Everything
to.
else you need to win that game.
Well, and we'll go back. I mean, we're sitting at. I would go back to week 1 here. Week 1, I predicted 9-7. Callie, you predicted 9-7. Zach 11-5.
If they can get those 5 wins, they'll be 11-5.
I would agree with you. However,
If.
That's the
they
big if.
still
That big old
they
if.
struggle with teams that are actually weak for some reason. I mean, I think the San Francisco's a win, but Arizona, who knows?
Yeah.
Houston,
Houston just beat up on Arizona, though, so who knows?
who knows? So, with that being said, we're fixing to cut out. Just want to ask anybody be keeping up with the Predators?
No.
Somewhat.
7 wins
Yep.
and 1 loss in the
Well,
last
that's
8
awesome.
games. The Predators have been on fire. Been scoring. If they score 4 goals, you get free Frosties. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Well, they're like one of the
Should've
top
been
scoring goal getters in the NHL. They've been scoring 4 goals in
Mm.
almost every game in the last 7. They were actually the loss. They were up 4-1 and blew it.
Yeah.
And blew it big time in the third period. So if you get a chance, reach out. They're usually on Fox Sport Net.
Yep.
I think the next game is Wednesday night. It is a home game, I believe. And they beat up on number 2 Winnipeg Jets last night.
There you
So with that being said, guys, we appreciate you. You can always reach Zach at.
Reach me on Twitter at Zach Birdsong, no spaces in between.
You can always holler at Callie at,
NewsGal27. That's on Twitter.
or on a string and a tin can. Hi.
Yeah, what's
Hi.
up?
She's from Franklin County,
I'm not from Franklin County.
All right, folks, we appreciate it. Hope you have a good day. Let us know if you like anything that we do, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, guys.